So I've done it again where I filmed an entire episode or video or whatever, and then there was an issue with the sound. So here we are again. Doesn't really affect you, just affects me. But anyways, okay. So you shall probably remember about a year ago or so, whatever, the Suzuki Fronx was launched. And so we waited then for Toyota to then, bring in its version, which is essentially the same car, right? This is the Starlet Cross. So like all the other collabs with Suzuki and Toyota, this is just another one of those. Like same, but a little bit different. Remember, you had like the Celerio and the Vitz, and you've got like the Starlet and Baleno and the Ertigo and Rumion and the what am I thinking of? The Grand Vitara and the Urban Cruiser? I looked unsure when I said Grand Vitara and Urban Cruiser, but I was in fact correct. Okay, so this is like the budget sort of compact crossover, which is ever so popular, and for good reason. Now this is like I mentioned the Starlet and the Baleno or whatever. So the Fronx and the Starlet Cross are like crossover versions of those cars. So hence Starlet Cross, sober, right? So it's got like 170 millimeter ground clearance, I think. It sits a little bit taller. So it's got a little bit more cutesy SUV-ish vibes, right? Not all hatch. So how much will a compact crossover, little budget guy, cost you insurance-wise? Because, we're on a budget. We want the best possible insurance. So pop my details into hippo.co.za along with the Starlet details, and I'll pop the best price for me, which was 566 Rand a month with an excess of 7,500. Not too shabs. Now, if you're needing better car insurance, go onto Hippo. You can get up to like 12 quotes there. And it's quick and it's easy and it's simple. Do it. So I say they are same, but slightly different. And that's true because fundamentally and mechanically, they are identical. But they are both different in terms of like a little bit of styling cues. The price is different. And of course, the aftermarket vibes are very different, Toyota versus the Suzuki. So from a design point of view, you'll notice in the front mostly, like the bumper is different. The lighting, signature lighting and stuff, that's all different. In the rear, at the rear, actually, it's almost very much the same. You'll only notice the lights ever so much, like one's vertical, one's horizontal. Yep, I think I got that. Also, there's something in my eye. This day is not going well. Holy macaroni. I also just ate like 15 chocolate chip biscuits that Terrence baked me, and I didn't need to eat all of them. And I feel ill. I didn't know how to film again, so I was just being a slob on the couch, with a bag of biscuits. Okay, you didn't need to know any of that. Before I carry on, because I want to talk about the interior quickly, the boot here. Okay, you might be hearing it going like donk, donk. I actually filmed that as well so you could hear it. That is just in this model. Like, I've driven the Fronx a lot. I've driven the Starlet Cross. Like, it's like one of those things. Like, it's not an issue for like the whole. Like, you can't just like set the tone now for the whole of all the Starlet Crosses. This isn't a problem, but it's pissing me off. I can tell you. Dong. Anyway, interior is almost identical. The only slight difference. So you've got two derivatives or two trim levels, and this is the XS, which is the entry level, and then XR, which is this like range topper. And I am in the range topper. It's actually with the 4-speed auto. You can get a 5-speed manual as well. But the difference between, say, the Fronx and the Starlet Cross in terms of like the entry level model, everything is the same. They've got like 7-inch touchscreen, 2 airbags, and all the other things. But this has voice activate, like Toyota's voice control sort of vibe. So you just press this and I go, call Addy.
I'm seeing Edward BMW 2, Edward Uber, and 3 others. Which one do you want to call?
Cancel.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, so I said Addie, it showed me Eddie, and also Edward, who used to be at BMW, he's not at BMW anymore, and apparently I know someone, Edward, in Uber. Not sure I recall that person. Anyway, so that's got extra. Then the extra, now this goes to like 6 airbags. It's got a 9-inch touchscreen. They've all got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. This has got keyless entry, keyless open entry. Wow. Okay, keyless start, keyless entry. There's a wireless cell phone charger, which I think is fabulous. It's got like all the little extras. You've got your aircon and your electric windows and all that jazz. What they both have in all the Fronx and this, it kills me, is this bloody maroon jewel. It's like a plum color or I don't know what it's called, but I don't love it. I hate it. I hate it on the seats. I hate it everywhere. Each to their own. Some people won't mind that. I don't. What I also don't like is on the dashboard here, they're like 4 different like materials and colors all in one go here. It just looks a bit strange. But I don't think anyone gives a damn about that. It's just me nitpicking. Okay, I'm allowed to do that. That's my job. This also, oh gosh, I'm in the wrong gear. Okay, this is one of the problems. I've had this in one of my reviews recently with these where you've got reverse neutral drive, 2 low. And I always put it into 2 or low and then I'm revving so high and I can't understand why. I want to check, I'm meant to be in drive. So this also has a head-up display, but I put it down. You've got a little button here, you press and it comes up or down. I don't love it because it's sort of in my way. I don't find it helping me. I feel it hampering me, in fact. So that's just, again, you can put it down if you want to, but some people might love it to have the little head-up display. From an engine point of view, you know it, guys. You know what I'm going to say. Hey, 1.5 litre 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated, 77 kilowatts, 138 Newton meters. You know this engine. It's in the Jimny and stuff, you know? It's everywhere. But unlike the Jimny, where it's dreadful in, this is fine because it's much lighter. So it's quite a sprightly little thing. So performance is sufficient, especially for around town and everything. Fortunately, if you are in Gauteng, yet another reason you don't want to live there, is performance can be like your performance is down by like 15% due to the altitude. Do you know? I don't want to say it, guys. I don't want to say it. But do you, you could live in Cape Town and then you'd have a faster car and everything else that goes along with living in Cape Town. Glorious. But let's not get into that argument because we know who's going to win. So this is claimed at 5.8 litres per 100 Ks. I've been sitting at like 8.4, but you can get close there. You can get about 6 litres per 100 Ks. You know how I drive, so don't ever take my fuel consumption. If you want better fuel consumption, obviously go for the manual. Because these are not great on small cars. Small engine, little 4-speed auto is just the pits. But it is convenient. And if you're around town, it's not so bad. Someone's hooting at this person. So I'm arriving, if you know Sea Point or if you know Cape Town, at school pickup time. My gosh, it's hell. Well, the boot, actually, there's 304 litres of boot space. And yesterday, I was at, funny enough, a Toyota event, and you had the opportunity or the option to get someone to drive you home if you were maybe going to be drinking, which, of course, I was going to be. Okay. So I had the wonderful Jerry drive us home. He's a bit taller than me, so he pushed his seat back. I sat in the back with Luca. There was so much space. I was like really impressed with the legroom and, in fact, the headroom. Like I just felt like I felt like I was in a bigger car than what I'm in, which is a really good sign. So yeah, that is something to consider, is the space thing. You're in a compact crossover, but it's for the family. It's actually fab, space-wise. From a price point of view, you're looking at kicking off at like 300,000, then this goes up to 359,000. The Fronx comes in a couple of $1,000 cheaper, and this is what's happened with most of these. Oh my gosh, so I've just got to navigate these collab situations here because Toyota's coming in more expensive and Suzuki, like the Fronx specifically, has a better warranty, like by 2 years and 100,000 Ks. Yet the Toyota will sell better. It just will. One, maybe because of the name Fronx. But no, it's not. It's actually because Toyota's got the brand cachet. Like it's just, people trust it more. Even though this is a Suzuki, people might not know that, unless you're watching my videos and I'm informing you, then you'll know. But otherwise, people don't know. So my suggestion is, because like rationally, I'm going to say obviously buy the Fronx because it's cheaper and because you get a better warranty. So it's like, it is the better deal. However, I love the Starlet Cross equally, obviously. And look, price is sensitive point in a budget crossover segment. I would even say I want to say, look at the Kia Sonet, maybe. Look at the Urban Cruiser, which is bigger. But those are like sort of 20,000 Rand more or 10,000 Rand more. And then you've got to go like, in this segment, I don't think that's going to happen because every cent counts. I remember trying to buy my Polo back in the day and I think I had 87,000 Rand and they tried to sell me one for 91,000. I couldn't afford that extra bit. So I get that. So if you can't afford it, go for the Fronx. If you want the Toyota badge and you want Toyota's after sales service, all of that jazz, it's a couple of thousand Rand more. Either way, simple, trustworthy, sort of honest little compact crossover that I think is sort of cheap and cheerful, but in a fabulous way.